work done, it's not so great to have an overreactive agent doing all this kind of stuff. So this slide is not very good, I'm sorry, but I guess I'm trying to develop, like many of you, some ways of utilizing these agents in my coding workflow and to do AI-assisted coding. And in my own work, I'm always scared to get way too big diffs. I always go in small incremental chunks. I want to make sure that everything is good. I want to spin this loop very, very fast. And I sort of work on small chunks of single concrete thing. And so I think many of you probably are developing similar ways of working with LLMs. I also saw a number of blog posts that try to develop these best practices for working with LLMs. And here's one that I read recently and I thought was quite good. And it kind of discussed some techniques, and some of them have to do with how you keep the AI on the leash. And so as an example, if you are prompting, if your prompt is vague, then the AI might not do exactly what you wanted, and in that case, verification will fail. You're going to ask for something else. If a verification fails, then you're going to start spinning. So it makes a lot more sense to spend a bit more time to be more concrete in your prompts, which increases the probability of successful verification, and you can move forward. And so I think a lot of us are going to end up finding kind of techniques like this. I think in my own work as well, I'm currently interested in what education looks like in, together with kind of like, now that we have AI and LLMs, what does education look like? And I think a large amount of thought for me goes into how we keep AI on the leash. I don't think it just works to go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, teach me physics. I don't think this works because the AI is like, gets lost in the woods. And so for me, this is actually two separate apps, for example. There's an app for a teacher that creates courses, and then there's an app that takes courses and serves them to students. And in both cases, we now have this intermediate artifact of a course that is auditable, and we can make sure it's good, we can make sure it's consistent, and the AI is kept on the leash with respect to a certain syllabus, a certain like progression of projects, and so on. And so this is one way of keeping the AI on the leash, and I think has a much higher likelihood of working. And the AI is not getting lost in the woods. One more kind of analogy I wanted to sort of allude to is I'm no stranger to partial autonomy, and I've kind of worked on this, I think, for 5 years at Tesla. And this is also a partial autonomy product and shares a lot